Silence your cell phones now.
When Tiger was 10 months old, I unstrapped him out of his high chair one day and he walked over and hit the ball. There it is.
What's going on, YouTube? It's that place to be. Joe, Mr. Andy, back. You guys know the movie experience. This time, we're doing the new documentary that just dropped on HBO Max on January 5th, Tiger. So, for those who are not familiar, it is the documentary about Tiger was one of the greatest golfers that ever played the game. Yes, and I looked at Tiger Woods for, a little bit because I used to play golf back in high school. Two-time champion. Had to throw that in there. And then, of course, it talks. I don't usually never got the history of Tiger Woods, and like I said, a lot of things. He's a very complex guy, and a lot of things. People jump on. Like he's one of them athletes. Black folks like him, then they disown him, then they like him again, they don't. It's like it's hard for us in the black community, kind of thing like that. But we get into this docuseries of Tiger. So I'm gonna give you. This is part one of a two-part documentary because part one came on January 5th, and then this coming Sunday, which is January 17th at 9 p.m. on HBO Max, part two will be coming out. So next weekend, you guys will see the review of part two of Tiger. So let's get into the good, the bad, slight spoils, aka the experience. So start off with the good. So the documentary, it's like I said, it doesn't have Tiger Woods in the documentary at all, but it does have some of the, it's close people that, family friends is in there, golf buddies and caddies, stuff like that. They talk about Tiger Woods. And the first part was, I learned a lot because I like I said, I like Tiger Woods, stuff like that. But other than, in the black community at the time, it's like whenever you see somebody black doing it big, in a sports type thing, especially if it's in a sport played by mostly white people, we automatically get excited, but there's not really dig into the history of it. So we really get into the history between Tiger and his dad Earl. Earl was, like I said, he talked about his dad and talked about his mom and how his dad was a former Green Beret and how they were strict on Tiger, how they were, both him and his mama, were strict on him because he had something special, and they were showing the clips of him at like 2 years old, being able to hold the club and put a golf ball or swing it. And he said when he was a baby and put him in his high chair, his dad would be out there in the garage just swinging the balls, and he would just look and then turn and then eat some food and look back at his dad, stuff like that. I thought that was really amazing because I'm telling you this right now, when I play golf, it took me almost the entire season to get a perfect swing off the tee. Dead serious, not lying to you. I mean, I sucked, okay? And I played golf for 2 years, and that first season, whoo! I mean, good luck. I mean, look, they put me in the back of the games. I'm saying I was sitting there tallying up all types of stuff right there. So no, I didn't even play a full 18 holes until we got to our second year, to be honest with you. So just to see that he obviously had something special. They talked about the relationship between him and his dad, and how they were best friends, and how when his dad did pass away, it really hurt Tiger Woods. Kind of remind you of Michael Jordan. Like his dad was always at the games, they always hugged and stuff like that. So him and Michael Jordan had a similar dad type relationship, opposed to Michael Jordan's dad being killed and Tiger Woods' dad died of cancer. They also got into one of the biggest things to get into, of course, is the race and stuff of the social justice of Tiger Woods, and how they Nike, when he first came out, played the race card, and then how Tiger Woods was, that's what it was for, because it was good to see a black star go into the world of golf. We are not, we are not the majority in golf. There's not a lot of us out there anyway. There's still country clubs that nobody's even allowed into, or we get weird looks. Me being in high school, there was 3 black kids on our golf team, okay, and 2 main ones, me and this other guy, and then one other one that came a little bit later, and everything else the team was white, and we would go into these country clubs to play golf games at other high schools that had golf teams, even though they had golf teams, and we would get weird looks. They never kicked us out or anything, but we got weird looks to the point where we felt kind of like they didn't want us there. Okay, so I understand that sentiment and things of that nature, and they talked about that and how, you know, how the black community, when we find somebody, we take them, we put them on this pedestal, and we want them to be our spokesman and our hero to the point where they may not even be ready for it, but we just put them there. Okay, also, like, we will claim him as us because we don't have nothing to claim like that in that world. So we do that. They talked about, you know, him going on Oprah, calling Carnival Asian, which is the Caucasian, the black, the Asian, the Indian, the Carnival Asian thing in there, and talked about, you know, how the community was disappointed, and, you know, that, so, you know, they touched on that stuff, and I appreciate that they did touch on that, because when they said Tiger Woods documentary, I was like, are they going to get into the stuff that, you know, we want to hear about, kind of thing like that? So are we going to get to the, you know, the nitty gritty stuff, kind of like of that? So I thought that was good. The whole thing with his first girlfriend and how his people didn't like that. All that great stuff. I thought this 90-minute part one was packed with a lot of stuff. And coming to now with the past couple years, we've been getting some of these in-depth documentaries that have just been awesome. Especially like, you know, The Last Dance with Jordan, and you find out some other things. It's gonna make people angry and stuff like that. But it was cool. They really touched on a lot when it comes to the career of Tiger Woods. A lot of stuff that I did not even know about. And like I said, I wasn't coming in here knowing a lot about Tiger Woods in the first place. So, you know, without talking to head all too much about it, because I can go more into detail about it. But let's go into a little bit of some of the bad. I felt as though that with this documentary, that, you know, we talked about the Masters wins. I know this is part one, part two. There, I would have liked, honestly, Tiger's opinion on a lot of this stuff. Also, I know, like I said, it's a documentary with him not in it, but like The Last Dance, we got to hear from Jordan about how he felt about certain things, and they will bring a tough topic up, and he will talk about what his mindset was in that time. And honestly, on certain things about Tiger Woods, like kind of like there were some deep things they got into. Okay, especially I'll get into like in the sports section that they got into, and I'm like, I would have loved to hear Tiger's opinion on that. You know what I'm saying? The man had the rough patch from that. You know, we cheated on stuff like that. We're gonna get into that second part come Sunday, but I'm glad he came back and won the Masters again in 2019 and stuff like that, and got the medal of freedom of like that. So, you know, it's good to see the bounce back, but I still would have liked to see his opinion about certain things, like what was his mindset when his dad died? How is he still coping, even though that was about 15 years ago when his dad passed away? You know, how is he still maneuvering and going through with all that kind of stuff like that? When it comes to the race thing, you know, how does he still feel about that? You know what I'm saying? Does he still call himself the, you know, Carnival Asian? Because he's kind of a private guy and doesn't like the spotlight too much. So I would have liked to, you know, hear his opinion about certain things about that. Because, you know what I'm saying, there's three sides to every story. There's what your side, the other person's side, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. So, you know, just to hear the opinion, that's probably the only thing I personally would have liked a little bit more. Maybe they want to bring him on because, well, maybe Tiger's not going to be interested, or maybe he just didn't want to participate because he's not a, you know, a private guy about that, more of a private guy. But just how Jordan was in The Last Dance, that's how I kind of wish Tiger Woods was. So now let's get into the experience. Alright, with the experience, slight spoilers. So if you guys have not seen the documentary, go to HBO Max and check it out right now, because I plan on doing more of these sports documentaries, talk about them here, and also maybe on Ballers Lounge, I'll also get more into detail of it. So right here, the part I was talking about, you've been warned, but the part I was talking about that I want to hear Tiger's opinion, so when his dad was cheating on his mom, and how he would have so many different women, and his dad's friend would be over there, and they would do some cheating right in front of Tiger's face, and it will upset him, and they act like they didn't really care how he thought about it, especially when, you know, he knows his mama's at home and she's doing everything she can to, you know, be a good wife, and your dad's going out there just doing all that kind of terrible stuff. And it's like, and even his friend was just like, look, I'm sorry, champ, I didn't want to bring this up, he's going to be mad that I brought this up. That's what I'm saying. But he probably would have been mad. That's probably why he didn't want to talk about it, but I would have just loved to hear his opinion of when he saw his dad do those kind of things. You know, so those are the kind of things I would like to touch on. But guys, hey, Tiger Woods, I'm telling you guys right now, it's part one gets a damn near perfect from me. Like I said, it would have been a complete nerdgasm. I just think if we had Tiger Woods' personal opinion on there, maybe there's a reason why it's not on there. I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comments down below. But it gets a damn near perfect from me. So post that comments down below. Did you guys see Tiger Part 1 on HBO Max? Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed my reaction. Hit my review, and hit the subscribe button for more movie reviews every single weekend right here on NC Studios. So once again, it's NC a place to be. Chill, Mr. D, and see you at the movies.